Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Alright, so today we are exploring the flying metal flying fortress thing that looks really cool. Like that thing right there, but that thing still looks cool without a mega, but that's its mega form, but as you see it's pretty dang dope, even without it. But yeah, that's what Metagross. Metagross is a flying metal fortress. It is incredibly powerful. It will piss you off, and it's probably, you've seen a lot of it probably in Season 1 Master League. Metagross is very defensive, has such a great typing. Meteor Mash Community Day move is just so lit, and it will light you on fire, especially if you try to close out with it. Very unforgiving, very powerful. And if Togekiss sees Metagross, hi, I'm gonna bullet punch you down, and then you're going to take the Grand Mash from the sky or space or whichever one it comes from, because it's called Meteor Mash. And that's what it is. Metagross is really good for Premier Cup, and I'm about to show you why. Not just the regular version, even the Shadow version. So y'all take a look at y'all look out for this thing. You're gonna see it a lot. A lot. Very powerful. A lot. A lot. Alright, so we have somewhat thick boy Metagross here. Number 376, actually, not somewhat. He's actually pretty thick. Pretty thick. Thick and looks really cool. As you see, it effortlessly moves around. It does in fact have a mouth, and it can float in the air. It retracts all four of its arms, and then it flies around kind of like a flying UFO, and it actually looks pretty dang cool. It's one of my favorite mons when I first saw it in Ruby and Sapphire, and in Emerald, and I loved it. As you see here, Metagross' stats are pretty dang high. The attack, defense, and stamina stat. Now, the interesting is defense at one point was given more of a look at than HP, so it like back, but that was just for like gyms to be really. But like if you look at Metagross, Steel and Psychic is a very unique typing because of all the resistances it gives you. Metagross, as you see, has a very strong attack stat. It's also incredibly strong defensively, which means it's pretty dang good. As you see, it's originally found in the Hoenn region. Metagross is vulnerable to Dark Fire and Ground type moves. Metagross is also boosted by snowy and icy weather. Its best moves are Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash does so much damage. It's a Community Day exclusive move. It will punch you to death from the space. It shoots a meteor from its arm. Well, not really. I don't like the animation's pretty dang cool, but it's like it hurts. Okay, it hurts a lot. Anyways, if you look at its weaknesses, Dark Fire, Ghost, Ground. You don't find a lot of those in the Premier Cup. Well, you might find Charizard and Heatran or some other things, but as you see here, it's very, very powerful. With no legendaries, it's a pretty dang interesting pick. Ground might be somewhat of an issue because of Garchomp's prominence, but we'll see that in PvPoke.com. So, like I said, Ghost, Ground, Dark, Ground. In Premier Cup, what makes the Ghost weakness interesting is because of Gengar. If Gengar Community comes out and you get that bait move with Shadow Punch, it's going to be really interesting how this is going to play out. But as you see here, very few weaknesses. Lots of resistances. You resist Poison, you resist Psychic. Look at the amount of damage you resist from Poison and Psychic. That is huge, especially the Psychic typing. This is why when you get Mewtwo in Master League versus this thing, it's very bad because Psy Strike is double resisted. And as you see here, its typings that it resists is enormous. It resists Steel, it resists Rock, it resists Normal, it resists Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Grass, Ice. That's a lot of defense. A lot of defense. It plays defense. If y'all don't think Metagross plays defense, it plays a lot of defense. At part, that's what makes it so strong. Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash are such a strong moveset. Along with that, it's tankage. It's very tanky. Tanky boy. Very tanky. And if you look here, as you see, its DPS total damage output is incredibly powerful. It is a little expensive to second move and to use candy for. If you haven't played Pogo for a while, like since the Hoenn region came out, you might have some difficulty with the candies. But if you don't have candies, you have rare candies. But I don't know if y'all want to use your rare candies on this thing. But as you look over here, it has a very versatile move set. Very versatile. It has Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash. Obviously, this is what you want. Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash because its damage is just ridiculous. At the same time, if you want a choice for your second move, you have the option of Psychic and Earthquake and Flash Cannon. Obviously, don't Flash Cannon. Please don't Flash Cannon. Earthquake or Psychic would be your best bets. For a charge move, I would say give it Meteor. For Premier League, you can go with Psychic or Earthquake. Honestly, I would probably give it Earthquake because of Magnezone. With Earthquake, you take out Magnezones. You also take out Fellow Steel. Fellow Metagrosses will fear you. And if you do have Psychic, if you get Meteor Mash Psychic, you Metagross will resist a Metagross. But if you have Earthquake, you have that potential to take out the Mirror Match, as long as also take out Magzone and other Steel types, etc. But as you see here, non-legendary, not very expensive, very, very, very powerful. Now let's move on to the peeppoke.com analysis. Alright, so here's our peeppoke.com analysis. Like I said, like with GoHub, thanks to GoHub for all the information they give us. Such a great website. Along with that, peeppoke.com is a great website as well for battlers. If you guys think about contributing, please do through Patreon or GitHub. And now let's get straight onto the rankings. Alright, so Premier Cup has a bunch of things. Now, Metagross is very strong in a lot of positions. Now, I'm going to show you why. Okay, I'm gonna stop being that way. Anyways, if you look over here, Metagross is incredibly powerful. Like I did in my previous early analysis for Premier Cup, Metagross takes the 2 and the 3 spots overall. The Shadow version is very interesting because Meteor Mash does so much damage. As you see here, like I said, Meteor Mash and Earthquake is the preferred moveset because it gives you such a huge chance against other picks. It wins against Dragonite because you wall steals. Obviously, you beat the dreaded Togekiss that's probably going to be flying around a lot because it's very cheap and accessible and it's dangerous. And you probably already have one built compared to a Metagross. Or you have both, which is even better. You take out the Mamoswines, the Rock Dinosaur dies, and then Four Arms is just... Yeah, you know what happens to Four Arms. Basically, yeah, Four Arms. Because... Fighting does neutral damage against Rock and Steel, and because Machamp you normally carries Rock Slide, nothing that Machamp will do to you will hurt you tremendously because of huge defense. Obviously, you have key losses here in Premier Cup: Snorlax, Gyarados, Garchomp. Garchomp is what we highlighted before. Garchomp is incredibly strong because it's so dangerous. Swampert does incredibly well against it too because of the Mud Shot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake is such a great type against it. And also Rhyperior, because Mud Slap slaps hard. It will slap you hard. But overall, it is still incredibly powerful. This is why it's 2 and 3 for the Shadow respectively. As far as the lead goes, it takes the number 4 spot for the regular spot. I wouldn't use it as a lead. As a lead compared to the other popular leads like Togekiss. Yes, you'll beat Togekiss, but Shadow Snorlax, you might want to watch out for it if you see it. Like I said, Shadow Snorlax is very powerful. I'll do a deep dive on that some other time. Dragonite, you will beat Dragonites though, so Metagross isn't bad as a lead. I would, if you like Togekiss. But yeah, you can use it as a lead. Lead Metagross isn't bad. Its true strength, in my opinion, comes as a switch. Metagross is very powerful as a switch because you will bait shields, especially the Shadow version. You will bait shields. As a Shadow, and then you do have a key wins against fellow switches. For example, if someone switches a Togekiss onto you, then your Metagross is gonna go to town. Is gonna go to Mash Town, Meteor Mash, like Smash Mouth, okay, I'm gonna stop now. But yes, as you see here, it's very, very powerful. I would definitely consider using it as a switch versus a lead. Switch-in or even a closer like you see here, Metagross, very, very powerful. As a closer, Metagross shines as the number 1 if it's a Shadow. But the reason why is because it takes out a lot of things in the back, and with no shield, Shadow with Meteor Mash does so much damage. Now, you might want to watch out for these fellow closers because, like I said, remember, Garchomp is very powerful as a closer. It ranks number 3 for a reason because it gets an Earthquake very quickly. So because it gets there super quickly, you're going to get quaked. You shall feel the earth underneath you, and you will get shattered, and then you will cry because it shall wreck you, and you will get wrecked. But yeah, as a closer is definitely, as a switch or a closer, Metagross is very powerful. I would definitely consider it. Along with that, because of Season 1, you might have one already built, or you might have one available. Like I said, use it as a switch or a closer. There are better leads out there. Like I said, if you want to use it as a lead and you have a specific strategy for the lead, it's not a bad idea. It still ranks number 4, still incredibly powerful. In all positions, Metagross has a use for it, especially as a closer, as you see here. Now, I'm going to do a little training sim real quick, just to show you just how powerful Metagross is. I haven't really built, I should have built a team. Okay, let's add Pokemon. Let's just do it. So we're going to do Metagross. So I'm going to do Metagross as a closer. So this is kind of like my go-to team for Premier Cup. We're going to go to 3. We're going to select Premier League. We are going to the auto tap, and I'm going to do Togekiss as a lead. I don't want to use Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is such a... I don't want to use Aerial Ace. So we'll use Flamethrower Flamethrower, Ancient Power. And then we'll do Metagross. Shadow Metagross, in fact. Just to show you just how sweet it is. And then we'll do... What's a closer? Garchomp. This isn't a standard team I want to use. It's kind of just here because this is a team that This is my general team. Before I make videos, I find a general team I'll use and I'll use it. Is it the best one for you? Probably not. Maybe. Okay, so we get a Magnezone Shadow Lead. This is horrible. We are going to switch into Metagross. And then our opponent is probably going to stay in and then wild charge us to death. That's okay though. I want to stay in here. I don't want to. I'm going to pop a shield, but that's okay. We want to grab a shield too. Metagross, it's Shadow Metagross as a switch. He's very powerful. But that's if this goes through. Our opponent is going to elect a shield here. Magnezone is going for those big wild charge plays. It's going to hurt a lot, so we're going to shield. Now, I have Garchomp in the back, so I can close out, so I'm not really worried about it. We can expect the opponent, the AI, is going to switch out either the first or the second shot. So it doesn't switch on the first shot, and I'm actually using Psychic, so this is even more horrible, because I'm not actually using the optimal moveset. This is bad. This is horrible. This isn't good. Hopefully we grab another shield here. Okay, perfect. We grab the second shield. So at this point, I'm probably just going to sack Metagross and then farm down with Garchomp. I want to be up a shield with Garchomp. Now I'm going to wait a little bit for my switch clock because as soon as I switch out, I probably expect my opponent to switch into something that'll counter Garchomp. Beautiful. I could have got a little more farm there, to be honest with you, but you might as well switch into Togekiss and just farm it down. As you see here, Dragonite just gets wrecked. The charms are pretty. Smiling Fortress of Death just smiles you down, and then it's probably Hurricane. No, it's a Dragclaw. Okay, I called it. Alright, we're just going to charm you down, get charmed down, and then we're going to Flamethrower whatever's in the back, which is probably the Magnezone, to be honest with you. I will not shield. We'll keep it real. Alright, Dragon Claw. So Togekiss resisted. And then we could probably expect the Magnezone to come out. I'm going to Flamethrower it down. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's a Gardevoir. Oh, okay, we're going to Flamethrower you. I probably should have Ancient Power, but it's okay. Now, this is really bad because Shadow Magnezone versus Garchomp equals death. So we want to do as much damage as humanly possible here. If preferred, I can take this out before I actually go. Oh, Lord! Oh, God, the damage. Oh, God, the damage. It's okay, we're fine. We're fine. I wasn't sweating. We were Gucci. And now Magnezone, there's no way Magnezone can kill us in any scenario over here. We are fine. We are Gooch, and we win. It's just Shadow Gardevoir is incredibly scary. It's very scary. As you see here, we wreck you with Earthquake. We could just farm down if we want to, because Wild Charge lowers your defense. Because your D is lowered, we can Quake you, and the ground will rise, even though somehow you float, so Earthquake somehow still does damage. But as you see here, we took it down. As you see, the Togekiss core is Togekiss Metacore very strong. I'm gonna do one more battle just to show you its strength. Togekiss versus Typhlosion. Typhlosion, this is bad, so we are going to switch out to our Garchomp. Now we're gonna okay, never mind. I really jacked up. Okay, I really jacked up. Yeah. Togekiss in back is mean, especially when it lures out your Garchomp like that. Oof. Super oof. This is bad. Yep, this is pretty dang bad. Alright, so we lost an entire Mon. We only did half damage to Togekiss, and that Typhlosion actually wrecks the other two. So, I played this wrong. I definitely played this wrong. Shadow takes heavy damage versus a Flamethrower. As you see there, it is not very forgiving. Our best bet here is to just Bullet Punch down, hopefully. Can I Bullet? No, you can't even Bullet Punch down. I'm making all the mistakes in this simulation right now. Jeez! Oh, man. All right, we're just going to quit out here. Okay, that was a very bad example. I'm going to do one more. As you see here, don't lose Switch Advantage. Switch Advantage sucks. Don't lose Switch Advantage. Because if your Dragon sees Togekiss, Togekiss says hi. Now, we get the mirror match up here. This is actually really interesting. Because really, this match is determined by what movesets your Togekisses have. Both of these are perfect, too. So, we're going to Ancient Power. We win CMP here. Now, does opponent elect to shield? I am not going to shield if it does because I have Metagross in the back. I want Metagross with energy. So, our opponent does elect to use Ancient Power. Ancient Power is so weak, I'm not going to shield this. This probably won't kill Togekiss. And then I can get a few charms in and I can Bullet Punch. I am trying to make a video here! Jerk! Wow! Disrespect! Oh, we got a Charizard too. This is not comfortable because Charizard with Dragon Claw in Master League actually hurts. Well, it's not that bad, but it's pretty dang bad. Alright, now this is really interesting. This is a really interesting predicament we're in right now. Garchomp, we need to shield here. We're gonna grab a shield here. We need to take out this Charizard. But at the, yeah, we need to take out, okay, Charizard gets yeeted. Bye, Charizard. Bye, Felicia. I love you. I love you because you're the final evolution of my Charizard, but I love you. Oh, wait, no, this is fine. This is fine. We got 2 shields against Metagross. You sent in the gross. We're gonna Earthquake down. Double Earthquake should kill here. I'm gonna look for that switch. I'm gonna look for this switch because I'm gonna fire Earthquake because I want the timer to run down. I'm hoping we can take out the Metagross because I'm gonna have to. Please fire. Please fire. Yes, good. All right. Perfect. Now I'm going to look at my switch clock because I expect the AI to switch in over here any second. We want to match up our Garchomp versus that Metagross. Okay, it doesn't. All right, come on. Let me. All right, we get the Earthquake. I got you quaking. We quake down. Metagross will be quaked down. Sorry, Metagross. And then the Shadow is going to come in, and Shadow is the #1 closer. So we're gonna just let the Togekiss go down, and then all hope is lost, even though you boosted. GG, son. I hate your stupid Metagross. I mean Togekiss. Bye, Felicia. And we went with the shield. And that just showcases just how powerful Metagross is. As you saw in Game 2, careful about losing switch advantage, but other than that, yeah. Like, this is kind of like just the general team. Togekiss, Metagross, Garchomp. Kind of like a standard moveset. You could use Togekiss, Metagross, Dragonite, or Togekiss, Metagross, like, Magazone, I suppose, but as here, such a powerful core, very powerful, very, very good. And now we're going to go on to the summary. Alright, in summary, Metagross is very powerful. Look for it and expect it to be a freaking beast in Premier Cup. Its typing makes it so powerful, and it dominates with that Meteor Mash moveset. But, like, in the second note right here, be very careful because Shadow Metagross is very powerful. However, you need to use an Elite TM, so if you need that Elite TM, be very careful and be very selective. Regular Metagross still works out very well if you want to use it. But like I said, be very careful if you want to use Shadow version. I use the Shadow in the example over here just to show you just how strong Shadow is. As with the extra notes, look out for ground types. They're going to have you quaking, and one Earthquake really hurts Metagross a lot. If you run a lot of Sims, one Earthquake is usually all it takes for Metagross to die despite its strong defense, just because ground types are so strong in Master League. And I mean the Premier Cup or Master League in general, ground type moves hurt. They hurt a lot, okay? Make sure y'all use your shields or save your shields for the closer. And like with anything, please like and subscribe. Anything you want me to analyze, please put it in comments. I love doing analysis. I do this every day on my own time just to like study and get better at PvP. There's always things to study and always things you can do, always things you can learn to get better. There's always something to learn. If you really knew everything and you're an encyclopedia, then why are you doing PvP? Just wait for the next Pokemon to come up. But anyways, that's all I have today. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.